What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. Today I want to discuss the big question that people are asking, whether or not you should invest in leadership equipment. Now, a lot of this is going to come down to where your account is right now in the game. This is mostly focused towards players who are playing at the end game. You have probably already invested in multiple other troop types already at this stage of the game. So if you are one of these players, then this video is definitely for you. So make sure to stay until the end and consider to like and subscribe, guys. Let's get into the video. Okay, guys, so welcome back to the video. So what we are going to be looking at, guys, I have actually just recently started working on the leadership gear. Some of you who are subscribed to the channel, you would have seen me do like a crafting stream a couple of months back. I got extremely unlucky, by the way. As you guys can see, there is not even a single crit piece here for the leadership set. We did craft the whole set on stream and not even a single crit. But anyway, that's besides the point. That's okay. We're going to work on that over time. But the big question today is whether or not you guys should follow in these footsteps and potentially work on a leadership set for your very own account as well. So for my account in particular, I do have I've basically done the very standard route, which is like 2-2-2. And if you guys don't know what that means, that's basically like 2 archers, 2 infantry, and 2 cavalry sets. So if you're in that position, not everyone is in that position obviously, but if you are, then it's a very natural progression point to go into leadership from that point onwards. However, there may be some situations when investing in leadership before you get to that 2-2-2 configuration actually might make sense for you to do that. So I'll talk about some of the benefits that I think leadership has right now in the game, and why, and what I'm actually planning to be doing with my leadership set as well. And maybe you guys can consider to do the same. So first of all, you can see that I have leadership set on Heraclius. Now, this is obviously like a garrison commander. I am using him as the city garrison commander. I don't really care about using him in the flag, although that is one additional benefit. If you did plan to push your leadership set, you know, all the way to level 5 with the awakening system, obviously you can get some incredible stats from that. Even if you don't have that many materials to invest all the way to level 5, you can still get some very powerful benefits just from having a leadership set in general. So obviously, as mentioned here, guys, having him as a city garrison, even if you have 5 marches only unlocked in the KVK, you can only bring 5 marches to the field. It's always nice to have that additional added security. You can have something sitting on the garrison for your city wall. We've seen quite a few videos recently from other YouTubers who have shared how devastating city rally attacks can be. So having that additional security can make all the difference, whether or not you're going to get zeroed or if you're going to take dead troops or not. So obviously this is not the best set, but it is a start, and you got to start somewhere, guys. So this is just one of the benefits of having a leadership set. However, one of the best things overall about a leadership set, obviously, people already understand how versatile leadership sets can be. And what I mean by this, okay, obviously we have the Philip commander. So we can easily put the gear on Philip, and Philip is an amazing open field commander. So the great thing about Philip is you can pretty much pair him with anyone. So what I'm going to be doing in this upcoming KVK, guys, we know that right now in the game, infantry are at a very good point right now, and that's due to, like, obviously the new commanders that were just released, like Baiki. So what I'm going to be doing, just to give you a bit of a background, I'm going to be running 2 infantry because I've got 2 infantry equipment sets. So I'm going to be running the Baiki with my primary set. That's going to be paired with William Wallace. Then my secondary infantry set, because I do have the 2 sets as mentioned, that is going to be the Liuchi with Alex. And that is also because I have a pretty good arc set that I don't want to waste as well. But because I'm not an infantry main, okay, I'm not an infantry main, so I can't actually run 3 infantry sets. So what I can do instead, guys, because I don't have that infantry third set created, like the equipment wise, but we do have the leadership set as mentioned. This is one of the best benefits of a leadership set. Okay. So imagine this is all crit. Obviously mine is not crit, but if this was crit, you could easily leave this on your Philip as the primary commander. You could easily run a Scipio or a Ragnar as the secondary commander to Philip. Now, the best thing about this is we don't actually need to invest in a new formation as well, because I had previously been running the Ragnar and Scipio. Obviously, a lot of players are still doing that. That's perfectly fine. If you guys are enjoying that combination, I know it's a great combination. It's just right now the game is heading towards the smite damage synergy. And because of that, that has kind of freed up my wedge formation for infantry. So with that in mind, guys, this is not a bad wedge formation set that I have for infantry. It's, you know, it's not obviously usable for a garrison or whatever, but it's great for the open field. It's got some good stats. So I'm going to be chucking this onto the Philip as the example for this video. So there we have it, guys. We've got a leadership set on Philip that I can then use with Ragnar or Scipio as the secondary with a very decent wedge formation. So the great thing about this, guys, is Philip can literally be paired with anyone. So let's say whenever the meta starts to shift in the game, and so let's say when we have a new archer commander coming. Now archers are already struggling, so this is kind of a bad example. But in the event that archers were already doing well in the game, and then there's like another archer being released. Okay, so maybe you'd want to use 3 archers at that time when they're in the meta. Then what you would easily do is you could just put on your best wedge formation for archers. A lot of people have wedge. Like, that is the way that people started out investing into formations, was everyone was using wedge. It was like the only useful formation at the time when they first were released. Pretty much that was the only useful formation. So a lot of people have leftover wedge sets just sitting there, not really being utilized. And this is a great way to utilize them if you are not converting everything over. The other great thing about this method as well is you don't actually have to invest in Echelon, which I know a lot of players will say, oh, you need Echelon for Philip. I mean, yeah, sure, but that's a huge investment for starters. And the other issue with Echelon, if you do that method, you're not going to be able to get all archer stats for Echelon. And then suddenly the meta shifts to infantry, for example. And then all of a sudden you have all archer stats for your Echelon and you're kind of stuck there. So that's not going to be very good unless you have like 3 Echelon sets. And by the time you do that, you know, you're going to be lacking in the other areas of formations. Not to mention, there's probably going to be a brand new formation that is brought into the game. So it doesn't make any sense to me. From my point of view, that doesn't make any sense to invest in Echelon. I mean, unless you have a lot of conversion stones and you're willing to just convert them over. So anyway, guys, this was just like a quick kind of video. I wanted to share like my thoughts on how I'm going to be entering into this KVK. So I'm going to be trying to utilize infantry while they're in the meta right now. Obviously, infantry are extremely powerful, so I would like to use this leadership set that I have right now. I can either leave it on the city garrison, of course, and we can also switch that over to infantry and run 3 infantry in the field, which I think is a really great option. Basically, to sum things up, guys, I would highly recommend players to consider investing in leadership gear for your accounts. I think if you haven't already done so, it can really add some great benefits to your account. Just having that extra versatility, allowing you to utilize those commanders as the meta shifts. Obviously, the meta is always changing in the game, and having that extra leadership set can allow you to run 3 of those troop types, depending on what the meta is. So I think that's a really great benefit. And also this city garrison, of course, having your city with some kind of a defense is a great thing to have. And if you guys are curious to see how this is going to work out for me, be sure to like and subscribe, guys. I think we're going to be registering for the KVK very soon here in 2359. So we will be streaming the KVK, the upcoming KVK. I'll obviously be giving you guys some updates and all the details when they do become available. So I hope that you guys will consider to come and check out some of the streams coming up in the next month or so. And we will be testing out the new infantry commanders as well as this leadership mix combination. So guys, with that being said, thanks so much for watching the video. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in the next video.